Welcome back, everyone. It is the commish, Ben Klein. This is Hardcore Challenge Live. This is Hardcore Bowl 8. We've got the Beaver Street Roar facing off against I'm Thinking RBs. And since we have broke away, we have Zach Ertz goes in for the score as he now has 15, coupled with Tom Brady, who has 20 at the half. Both players are at the half. All of RB's players are at the half across the board right now, and they currently have 58 points. You're looking on the other side of the coin. Beaver Street Roar, Cam Newton with 2, DeMarco Murray with 2, Charles Clay with 1, Wallace with 3. The highest scorer currently, they've got Kiki Alonso with 2, Brian Arakpo with 2, and then the current leading scorer for the Beaver Street Roar currently, which is Bailey, the kicker of Dallas. That is not what you want to see out of your Super Bowl squad. That is not what you want to see out of your Super Bowl squad. Thus far, the first half of the first game has been a epic fail for the Beaver Street Roar. I'm Thinking RBs, sitting with 58 points. The only saving grace for Beaver Street Roar and Matt Herron is they've got a lot of guys going in the late games, and they've got another half of the first game yet to go. So, still a lot of football left. Obviously, it is not over, but been a lot of fireworks in the first half for I'm Thinking RBs of the early game, and there has been nothing, really. We've still got we're still looking for the offense from the Beaver Street Roar. Still out there. There's nothing on the radar thus far. We're looking. Man, somebody should tell the Beaver Street Roar the damn game has started, because they just ain't getting it done thus far. All right. So far, one of the biggest players of the game is Telvin Smith, linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who has an interception and 5 tackles already in the first half. That's big. He's got 9 points. That's huge. Getting from your linebacker, especially in the playoffs, that's big. The other big news on RB's team is obviously LaShawn McCoy down with the ankle. He is not coming back, most likely, and that is not good. That is not good. That is not good. So that's not what you want to see right there, as LaShawn McCoy is probably scratched the rest of the game. So everybody's still currently at the half for the most part. Nobody's really come back out. We've got the Bills have come back out, but LaShawn McCoy is out of the game. So you've got their linebacker. He's on the field right now. Lorenzo, Alexander. He's a defensive flex player for I'm Thinking RBs. So, as we said, currently, Hardcore Cup is currently living in Cedar Falls, Iowa. It's got 2 options. Does it leave the country? Does it go north of the border, back to Canada? As the owner of the Great White North, I'm Thinking RBs takes home the cup. Or does it stay in Iowa, actually, and just move from Cedar Falls to Des Moines as the Beaver Street Roar takes home the cup? It's hard to tell. It's not looking real great thus far for the Beaver Street Roar out of the gate. Not looking real great at all. So, we will see. We will see. Very interesting thus far. Oh, Alexander just grabbed a point at linebacker for RBs as they just jumped up 59-16. Beaver Street Roar. When is somebody going to put a touchdown on the board for them? Not looking good. Wonder what Matt's thinking right now, sitting here watching this. You know, it's a big game. Obviously, a big football day for Matt, Mr. Matt Herron, owner of the Beaver Street Roar. He's got his Lions. Possibly could punch their ticket into the playoffs, win the division, win it all. You know, like the final game of the final the final game in week 17 of the final week of the season. He could also win the Hardcore Cup, which he'd never made it before. You know, big day of football for Mr. Herron. But we'll see. So far, his team is still sitting at 16 points. Still yet to break 20. It's not looking good. Not looking good thus far. But RB's still with most of his guys at half. Haven't come back out yet. So there's really nothing happening over on that side of the field. It's Wicked Voodoo Magic, John. I can't tell you. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. So, Charles Clay right now, the only man on the field. And it is kind of stalled here. Clay is the only man going right now. You did ask. It's true. I could tell you. But then that's no fun. Oz is no fun when you pull back the curtain. It's more fun when you believe the wizard is real. I don't want to pull back the curtain. Then you'll know the wizard's not real. That's no fun. All right. So, back to still 59-16. Holding steady here. Holding steady. So, let's me put out the call-in number. Haven't had an interview for a minute. If you're not doing nothing, sit around watching football. I'll pick it up, give it a call. See what you think. Currently, still holding it 59-16 as guys are starting to come back after the half. Patriots are back out. Colts are back out. Got everybody but the Carolina game back from half currently. The Tennessee game still not quite back from half, but everybody's coming back. So we've starting to get guys back on the field for both teams here, coming back out of the second half. So here we are, coming out in the second half, the first game, early game. 59-16 right now. It's not looking like a close game. None of the owners that we had on this morning owners that we had on this morning picked the Beaver Street Roar. I picked the Beaver Street Roar. when we had when I had them on, earlier in the week, last week actually, for the first Super Bowl show, I'd picked them. It's not looking good thus far, I gotta say, but I have seen, obviously the second half of these games are when guys are, possibly pick it up. Cam Newton's going to have the ball coming out here at half. Cam Newton really needs to do something. Matt Herron needs to, he needs some points. He needs to get some offense, because currently we haven't seen Beaver Street Roar's offense on the radar at all today. They're missing in the biggest game ever, and they're missing. And that's not what you want to see. Not what you want to see at all. So, so the backdrop is one direction, and my jersey's another. How does he do it? Look at my hat. It's backwards too, but the words behind it are straight. Questions. Alrighty. So, still 59-16. We've kind of hit a bit of a stall here at the half. Everybody, obviously, all the teams are starting to get back out there. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, come on!
Cam Newton throws another pick.
Oh, come on!
Newton.
Epic fail.
That is not what you want to see. Coming out of the half, and he throws another pick. That is drops points as Beaver Street Roar drops to 14 points. Oh, they couldn't get it past the 16. They've been holding on that forever. Oh, Cam Newton is hot garbage. I got to agree, John. This season, he's hot garbage. He does not look good. Cam Newton is what Cam Newton is. Last year was his best season. He's been in the league 5-6 years now. You've seen what that guy is. And last year was as good as you're going to get it from him. And it ain't last year. So, wonder what they do. Do they go with Cam? Like I said, his backup's sick. So, they got to kind of roll with Cam. But 2 picks already. Ain't looking good. Goose-egg at the quarterback position in the hardcore bowl. That's just not good. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see at all. That's no good. No good. And still. Beaver Street Roar, still nowhere on the radar. Offensively, in the hardcore bowl. Nowhere on the radar. RBs. Getting it done thus far. But RB's scoring has hit a real stall here. We're over 11 minutes. We got 11 minutes left in the third quarter, and Tom Brady's not put up any more points. LaShawn McCoy's out. T.Y. Hilton. And as I speak, T.Y. Hilton just puts another 4 points on the board, and RB's jumps up to 63. Ertz with the 15. Big for Ertz. Good call there, as he had the choice. He could go with Burton or Ertz. He went with Ertz. Obviously, that's been the good call. You got to look. This was a move I saw earlier. I'm thinking RBs pick up Matt Moore for the Dolphins. Now, not even this week, but the last week when I interviewed Beaver Street Roar owner Matt Herron, I had mentioned about the fact of him not possibly playing Cam Newton. At that time, Matt Moore was still out there. He could have went and got Matt Moore, but he didn't go get Matt Moore. When I saw Arby's pick up Matt Moore, the first thing that came to my head is, man, he really beat Beaver Street Roar to the punch. Beaver Street Roar should have picked him up. He did not pick him up. And as I'm looking, no, he's not killing it, but Matt Moore's got 9 points sitting on. Well, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate it. I did put a lot of work into that. That's a custom piece there. So, he could have started Matt Moore. He also could have started E.J. Manuel, who has only got 2 points. But I thought Matt Moore would have been worth going to grab as a possible last-minute replacement for the Beaver Street Roar. It's the first thing I saw when RVs grabbed him was I thought that was a mistake on Matt's part and he should have grabbed him. Would he have started him? I don't know. It still would have been a real tough call for me to start Matt Moore over Cam Newton if I knew Cam was going to be the starter. I mean, that's who got me there. I would probably have done the same thing as Matt and go with him. But, when you're looking at the what-ifs, you got to put the what-if out there. So, but right now, we're still holding steady. As I'm thinking RB's has 63 points. Beaver Street Roar has 14. They've got Dave Johnson to go later, one of their big guns. And then they've got their kicker, the Cardinals defense, and Donald, their defensive lineman, going. Beaver Street Roar still has his 2 big guns, his wide receivers, who have been huge for him. He's still got the Raiders defense, a defensive lineman, and then in the late game, he's got Burnett, the safety, for Green Bay, which, who knows, he could be waiting on a miracle with it in his hands come the end of the game. It's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell. Very hard to tell. So let's give out one more time. Let's give out the call-in number. Anybody out there? Wants to call in, talk some football, what have you? Please feel free. Please feel free. So, let's take a look back at the score again. You've got Buffalo backed up in the red zone as their linebackers on the field. Alexander for RBs. Cam Newton is back on the field for Beaver Street Roar. Let's see what Cam's going to do. He's got to do something because so far, Cam Newton...
You suck, you jackass.
You suck. I'm not sure, Jamie. They may. I'm not sure about that. I'm sure they've got something. They've got to have a third. If the backup's down, they've got to have somebody who's sitting as who's technically the backup today. But maybe they just don't want to play that guy. I don't know. Doesn't look like Cam is going to be doing much today. Absolutely not. Now, I know coming into today, the Bucs had a very, very weird, kind of crazy outside shot. I think is still making the playoffs, but I don't think that's possible. So, we'll see. So, like I say, we're going to roll through in the studio here and probably until about the end of the third quarter of the early game, and then we're going to cut out of in studio. I am going to be doing some live spots from O'Brien's in Brandon, current home of the Florida Raider Nation, at a watch party for the Broncos game for Week 17. And we will be doing some live bits from there, live on location. And I'm sure they probably have. But, and then possibly depending on whether things wrap up clearly over there, or we'll come back here in the studio and wrap things up here, or depending on if it's still going on in this Sunday Night Football. We're just going to kind of roll with the punches. Okay? Just going to kind of roll with the punches. That's what we're going to do thus far. We're just going to kind of roll with the punches. So, looking back at the scoreboard, still, RBs. Clock's ticking away here in the third period, and they've really not put up a ton more points. Really not stretched things out as you would like to see them do. You know, right now their projection score keeps dropping, but the Beaver Street Roar is just not taking advantage of it. They're just not putting up points on their team is just floundering right now. Floundering. It's not getting it done. Not getting it done. Cam Newton. Coming with the shoulder issue, but he's just not looked good thus far. Not looked good thus far. So let's check back in with the game. 63-14 right now. I'm thinking RBs is up. Right now it's looking like the Hardcore Cup's going north of the border, folks. It could be leaving the United States, going to Canada. You gonna be able to keep it here in the United States, keep it here. Move it from Cedar Falls, Iowa to Des Moines, Iowa. That cup's been all over. It's an international cup now. It's been north of the border before, twice. Was brought back last year. Will it stay? We'll see. We'll see. Right now, 66. Oh. Got some more points put on the board there. Some more points put on the board. As Arby's moves up 66-14. Stretching their lead. Stretching their lead. They are moving on up. 2:53 Eastern Time. 66-14. Somebody's got to score a touchdown for the Beaver Street Roar. Somebody's got to score a touchdown for the Beaver Street Roar. Right now, they are under fire, and somebody's got to score. When you're looking at who could it be, you know, somebody's got to get something going. Currently, Clay's only got 7 yards receiving on the game. You know, Bailey is his leading scorer right now, the kicker for the Cowboys, with an extra point and a 40-some yard field goal. That's not what you want through the first half of your early game in your Super Bowl. You want to see some firepower. Not what you want at all. Not what you want at all. So, what are we doing here? Let's look back live. 66-14. Tom Brady's on the field. Cam Newton just cannot get it going. 81 passing yards, 2 interceptions, 8 rushing yards.
You suck, you jackass.
Man, not looking good. Not looking good. Cam Newton. Come down to fantasy football super hardcore bowl, Super Bowl championship game and lay a damn egg. Especially when you got the highest scoring team with his number one running back goes down. He's got LaShawn McCoy out with only 2 points. He's vulnerable. He's like a wounded deer. This is when you should have jumped on him. But Beaver Street Roar has just not been able to get anything going thus far. Been rough. We'll have to see. Time will tell. Time will tell if they'll be able to pull anything out. Been sitting on 66-14 here for a while. Curious. It's curious. It's definitely curious as to what transpires here. Give out the call-in number again. See, that blows your mind too. The call-in numbers. But the hat's backwards and the backdrop's backwards. How does that work? All right. Let's check back in. Check back in. And oh, snap! Ooh! Tom Brady, third touchdown of the day. His RBs jumps up 79-17. They did get 3 points over there though. Bailey got a field goal, so we'll give Beaver Street Roar a little power, but he ain't getting no touchdowns. They ain't seen no touchdown today, and they better start seeing something or it's going to be over. So there you go. Brady, up to 33 points already. 3 passing touchdowns. Beaver Street Roar, still yet to break 20. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Cam Newton. It's the Super Bowl, and we can't even find him on the radar. What happened to Cam Newton? Mike Wallace. Some points on the board for the Beaver Street Roar. So he moves up to 19. It's knocking on the door at 20. But he's down by 60 points currently. Really needs some points right now. Beaver Street Roar. Somebody needs to get in the end zone for him. He needs some points in a bad, bad way. Bad, bad way. He's over 20. So Mike Wallace puts up some points for him. Nice work. Nice work. That's what he needs. He's got to start picking, but man, he needs some big scores. He needs some big scores. Well, 79-21. It's gotten very interesting. That's for sure. It's gotten very interesting. $80. Oh. Jumped up to 80. 80-21. Surely looking like RB's going to be the first one to hit triple digits. It's looking like a question if the Beaver Street Roar is going to get to triple digits. Very interesting game thus far. Very interesting game. Let's see. All right. 80-21. It's currently where we sit. 33 points for Brady. That's the game right there. The other big member so far has been Jacksonville. Telvin Smith, linebacker for Jacksonville, who has now 10 points, 6 tackles, 1 interception. That's been big. Ertz, who grabbed the other touchdown for the I'm thinking RBs. 48 yards receiving, 1 receiving touchdown, so 15 fantasy points. And the other story of the game right now for RBs, obviously, is LaShawn McCoy being out. Hasn't seemed to really been a factor thus far as the Beaver Street Roars offense is floundering. Cam Newton is throwing interceptions. Oh! More points on the board for I'm thinking RBs as Alexander grabs another tackle. He grabs a point. Right now, Beaver Street Roars got Mike Wallace in the red zone. He needs a touchdown badly. Maybe he'll get it there. Cam Newton's got the ball again. DeMarco Murray's got the ball as well. DeMarco Murray has done nothing today. Nothing. He's got 2 points, only 17 rushing yards, -2 receiving yards. Just not getting it done. Not getting it done. So let's see. Who's going to be the one? Put some points on the board next. $81-21. Charles Clay sitting with only that 1 point thus far. Oh, T.Y. Hilton. Points up to 84. RB stretches the points back up there. T.Y. Hilton's got 11 points now. T.Y. Hilton was a big question mark whether he was going to get any action. To see him have 11, you know RB's is loving that. Tom's got to be loving that. That's got to put a smile on his face. All right, let's go to the phones here, guys. Joining us on the phone, we have the owner of I'm Thinking RBs, Mr. Tom Mandick. So, Tom, sitting at 84 points. How you feeling thus far?
Pretty good until I just watched T.Y. Hilton go down with an injury.
Oh, you're kidding me.
My whole team is falling apart here.
Well,
but,
at least he got 11.
120
He got 11 before he went down at least, so that's good.
So, I'm looking pretty good right now, but I'd like to hit 120 by the end of the morning games here. If I can do that, I think I'm in pretty good shape.
I would think so. It's thus far you're looking really good. I mean, as some of the guys in your team, like obviously McCoy going down, that's a big hit. But the Beaver Street Roar is not doing anything. So, coupled with what your team's doing thus far, it's not looking real great for Matt currently.
No, Cam Newton is he's not doing it too good at all. He's got that goose egg and looking pretty awful out there.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So, do you think the McCoy injury is going to hurt you? I don't know if that's even going to play effect.
Well, I don't want to jinx anything yet, but like I said, it's looking pretty good that the Cup's coming up north again. But we'll see. Anything can still happen. They've still got a lot of football.
Absolutely.
The way my players are going right now,
Yes.
The injuries.
Yeah. T.Y. Hilton going down, that's to lose your number one wide receiver and your number one running back. It's a tough blow. But Telvin Smith has been playing awesome thus far. Got 11 points out of him. He's been playing great. Ertz just grabbed you a couple more points just now. You're up to 86, 86-23. So.
Nice. Yep.
It's looking good.
No, I can't complain.
Looking good.
Doing good other than, I just need this morning games to end now because I don't need any more injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. And him getting no more points. There you go. All right, well, thanks for jumping in with us, Tom, and taking a second. I'm sure we'll be touching base with you later, obviously for a concession or a victory speech, one or the other. So thank you for taking a second and calling back in. I was curious as to what you were thinking as you was watching the game. So, all right. It's 86. While we were on with Tom, he grabbed a couple more points. Tom is looking strong. 86 points. 23. Cam Newton. Ooh, Ertz just grabbed some more points. Up to 88 now. 88 for I'm Thinking RBs. 23 for the Beaver Street Roar. Cam Newton does have 2 points now. He does have the ball. It's a 10-10 game, so there's a possibility that Cam could have something to do when this game starts to come down to it. So it's not out of the realm of complete possibility. So you can't count Cam out. God, couldn't get that freaking spit out. Can't count Cam out. Yeah. Okay. So, let's look back at the live score. It's 88-23. When is the Beaver Street Roar going to break into the paint? It's getting to be a big question mark here. When they're going to score. I know Matt's got to be frustrated. It's got to be driving him nuts. Watching his team floundering here. Biggest game he's ever had. Oh. Killer. Henry gets the touchdown and not DeMarco Murray. Ooh.
Oh, come on!
Beaver Street Roar's hating it. Oh. That one's got to be a punch right there. That close to getting one. Oh! Ertz goes for the score. Boom. Second touchdown of the game. 83 receiving yards. 28 fantasy points now for Zach Ertz. That's big. That's on the board for I'm Thinking RBs. Oof. That's a killer. That's a curb stomper right there. Arby's projected lines up to 165. It's only sitting at 89 for the Beaver Street Roar. Somebody wake up the Beaver Street Roar. They're missing the Super Bowl. The Hardcore Bowl is going by without them. Somebody needs to wake them up. DeMarco Murray misses out on the touchdown. Cam Newton's throwing picks. Oh, it's just not going well. It's not going well right now. Best thing they got going for them is the 7 points that Bailey has, their kicker. And that's not good. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. 99 points. They grabbed another quick one. So I'm Thinking Arby's up to 99 points. They are on the verge of busting over 100. Busting over 100. They're on the verge of it. On the verge of going over 100. 99-23. What we thought was going to be a close game has been nothing but thus far. Both of the quarterbacks playing in the early game, we thought it was really could have been close. Thus far, I'm Thinking RBs. It's looking like the cup is heading north of the border. We will see. We will see. Only time will tell. Let's see. We are closing down the third quarter. Like I said, we are going to shut down the in-studio broadcast, at least the first part of the in-studio broadcast of our Hardcore Bowl coverage. right around the end of the third quarter. We're going to be moving over. We will be giving some satellite location updates live from O'Brien's, current home of the Florida Raider Nation. We'll be doing some live stream updates from there, possibly, and then we will come back in studio once we return from there and continue the live broadcast coverage and possibly crown a new champion of the Hardcore Challenge today, live on Hardcore Challenge Live. So stay tuned. The coverage will stop. This feed may stop. And we may close out, but we will be picking back up periodically. So make sure you're staying tuned all the way until the end. We will keep you updated. Let's look back live at the score. It is currently 99-23. Beaver Street Roar currently nowhere to be found on the radar. I'm thinking RBs, however. Putting up points. So, RBs, if they don't slow down, and Beaver Street Roar doesn't step on the gas, this game's going to be over soon. So, they got to get it going. Got to get it going. So, check back in. Brady, so far, the big man, 34 points. Cannot look over Zach Ertz, though, who's cutting up 28 points. That's huge. You got 11 points for Telvin Smith, your linebacker from Jacksonville. That's big as well. T.Y. Hilton, although he's went down and got hurt, he got 11 points out of him. Man, if you can get double digits out of him, it's okay, because it looks like Ertz is going to be your man today, so you don't really need T.Y. Hilton to pick up the slack as much as you normally would. 11 points out of him is plenty. He can sit on the bench the rest of the day and you'll be fine. It all comes down to whether or not Beaver Street Roar can pick it up. Can they pick it up? Other than their leading scorer, their kicker, Mr. Bailey. That's really all they got going. Mike Wallace also has 7 points, who's tied Bailey for leading scorer on Beaver Street Roar, but it's looking rough. It's looking rough. Not looking good. Not looking good for the Beaver Street Roar. Matt Herron's first trip to the Hardcore Bowl. Maybe leaving with a big old L. It's unfortunate. I wanted to see the Cup come to the Dirty South for the first time ever, but that just may not be what happens. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate, but we'll see. There's a lot of football left, but with 4:38 left in the third, you gotta wonder. Gotta wonder. Can they really pull it off? Oh, Cam Newton. Needs a touchdown. You at least got to get something out of Cam Newton, man. Cam Newton cannot get him single digits. You can't get single digits out of your quarterback and expect to win. It's not at this level of the season. Absolutely not. No way. So, there we go. Looking back in live, and it has shattered 100. Triple digits have been shattered. As I'm thinking RBs has moved in. It's 3 digits. It's got 100 point to 23 point lead. This Beaver Street Roar just seems to be stuck in neutral. It's not going nowhere. They are not moving the ball. Let's hope Julio and Nelson, go buck wild for him. Because it's looking rough. I think the Raiders' defense may help him out, too. I honestly think that. I think the Raiders' D may help him out. So, don't count that out. Don't count that out at all. But currently, right now, Matt Herron's season is on the verge. Of going down the toilet. Quickly. So, he's got to get something going here. I'm sure he's sitting there just going absolutely nuts watching this. His lack of productivity. You got Cam Newton with 2 points. DeMarco Murray with 2 points. Charles Clay with 1 point. Mike Wallace with 7. Bailey, his kicker, with 7. Kiko Alonso with 2. Arakpo with 2. For a total of 23 points thus far. That's 7 roster positions going, and you've only mustered 23 points for almost 3 full periods. That's rough. So, that's rough. So, that's a good cutaway as we've hit 100 points. Tom is looking really, really strong. Really strong. And it looks like he's going to carry a strong lead into the second games, for sure. This is it for the studio coverage, the first part of the studio coverage of Hardcore Bowl. We are moving to O'Brien's live feed over there with updates. Stay tuned. We'll be coming in and out with updates through the whole second half of the game. We'll come back here in studio right after the second games are over. You ready for the challenge? Good luck. Game on.